as you come to your seated pose, let's take a few moments to shift your body. Just a slow sway from side to side. Maybe some forward movements. And eventually, finding yourself within uprightness. Taking a moment to close your eyes. And sense the expansiveness of your breath. So allowing the breath to be intentional. And softening in a way to where you notice the rootedness. So essentially welcoming yourself to take comfort in your being. And holding some kind of intention for your practice. And as you welcome your eyes into the space, take time to move from side to side again. And at some point, beginning to lean over to the left side, just carrying the right hand upward, placing the right palm behind your head, supporting the back of the skull as you lift your gaze. And investigating the stretch through the right side. And then releasing the right hand back to the side, tip yourself over to the right, placing the left hand behind your skull and gazing upward. And then releasing the left hand as you press yourself to center. Let's carry our fingers forward and up. Stretch your breath. And bringing your elbows down the sides, sweeping the hands forward as you gaze up. Exhale, elbows down. Sweeping the hands forward as you look up. Let's do that one more time. Exhale down. Inhale forward. And then interlace your fingers, turning your hands inside out. Maybe 2 more breaths. And then pressing the palms out, bring your hands to your knees, leaning the left shoulder towards your right knee. Let's take 3 breaths here. And carefully inhale, rise. Exhale, right shoulder towards the left knee. And inhale, rising. Take the hands up to the sky. As you bring your arms out to the sides, take your left elbow under your right, and then carry your right palm to your right shoulder as you take your left palm towards the sky. Feel the shoulders reaching down away from the ears. And then releasing the arms back out. Take your left elbow under your right and bring back of your palms together. Carefully fold forward. Maybe bringing the forearms towards the earth. Exhaling through the mouth. And then rising back up. Releasing your arms out and open. This time we're going to take the right elbow under the left, and then left hand returns back to left shoulder as your right palm reaches up. And taking the arms out and open and returning one more time. Right elbow under left, back or front of palms together. Exhale, forward folding. And carefully rise. Release your arms out. We'll sweep our palms forward and up. Exhale, bring your elbows down. Inhale, hands forward and up. Exhale, elbows down. One more time, inhale up. Exhale, elbows down. Good, let's turn our palms down and back, reaching. Clasp your forearms or your elbows. And just breathe as you depress the shoulders away from the ears. So trying your best to release the shoulders down, really heavy. And then expand your lungs. Notice the stretch across the shoulders. And then releasing your hands back out. We'll reach our hands forward and up again. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Just breathing there. Good. Let's keep the right hand behind the head. Release your left hand down and then close the right shoulder towards the left side. Just breathing there. And then inhale, opening the right elbow, release the right arm out, take your left hand behind your head, and carefully close the left elbow. Inhale that back up and open, releasing the left hand. Let's go ahead and move any props that we have on the mat off to the side. We'll make our way to hands and knees and do a few rounds of cat-cow. So once you arrive, releasing your feet, and take time to stretch your shoulders. Notice the movement of the pelvis, hollowing out your belly. And the next time you come to a neutral spine, press yourself back for child's pose, extending the hands in length. Move your head forward and back a few times. And then rising back to tabletop, leave your palms there. Take a few more rounds of cat-cow. Carefully separate your toes until your feet are in line with your knees, and then shift your hips up and back for your first downward facing dog. As you extend your palms, you can move your head forward and back. Notice the movement of the shoulders. Deepening your breath. And then making your way back to your knees, step forward with your right foot. Using the right hand on top of the knee, just shifting forward and back. And the next time the knee draws past your ankle, rising up with both hands, interlace your fingers, turn your hands inside out, maybe lift your gaze. Carving the elbows down the sides. Release your hands to the inside of the right foot. Elevate your left knee. Reach forward with your right hand in line with your right ear. And see if you can take your left hand back. And then transition by pivoting on the ball of your left foot. Make your way to Warrior Two. Carrying the right elbow to the right knee. Take your left hand down in line with your left ear and fully extend that left side body. Thinking of the line of energy from your tips of fingers all the way down the left side, rooting to the outer edge of your left foot. And then releasing the left palm to the inside of your right foot. Pivot back on the ball of the foot. Let's rotate upward, taking the right hand to the sky. As you drop down to the left knee, sweep your hands forward and up. And we'll join the palms, taking a twist, by bringing the left elbow to the outside of the right knee as you lunge and gaze off to the right side. Carefully take your gaze down, press into the right foot, unwind, hands reach up. Let's return to child's pose, taking the right foot back, keeping the extension of the side body. And then rising up to tabletop, step forward with your left foot, placing the left hand on the knee, lunging forward and back. And carefully bring your left arm in line with your ear as you elevate. Reach back with your right hand. Keep that full stretch, extending forward through the left, extending back through the right. Pivot, drop to the heel, rise for Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana 2. Taking the left forearm to the knee, take your right hand down, extending through that right side body, rooting through the outer edge of the right foot. Let's try and take 3 full breaths. And then pivoting on the ball of the right foot, rotate, elevating the left hand to the sky. Take time to drop down to the right knee, sweep your hands forward and up. Lunging a little deeper, interlace your fingers, turn your hands inside out, looking up. Bringing the elbows down the sides, join your palms, right elbow to the outside of left knee. Gazing to the left side, rotate your spine. Gazing down, unwind. Now, rotate your right shin in until it's in line with your knee. Place your right palm in front of it and reach to the sky with your left hand. As you bring your left hand down, rotate back to the inside of your left foot. Step forward with your right, taking your feet wide on your mat. Clasp your elbows, hang heavy, sway from side to side. And if it would feel nice to you, interlace your fingers behind your skull, squeezing your elbows into the sides, exhaling through the mouth, really heavy through the skull. Pressing into your feet, vertebrae by vertebrae, rise up, elbows out and open, arms reach to the sky with interlaced fingers. Exhale, forward fold, take those interlaced fingers to the earth and round your spine as you stretch your shoulders. Micro bend your knees, keeping those interlaced fingers reach back up to the sky. Exhale, bring your palms down. Join your palms together before your heart. Shift your weight over to your left foot. Step back with your right foot. You're in high lunge, taking 3 breaths here, maybe elevating your gaze towards your palms. Carefully open for warrior 2, and then change out your feet. So as you turn your right foot towards the back of the mat, we're in warrior 2 again for just a moment. Rotating to high lunge, arms reach up, join your palms, gazing up towards your fingers. Bring your elbows down the sides, drop down to the left knee. Pivot that left shin bone in line with your left knee. Place your left hand in front of the left knee and reach to the sky with the right hand. And as the right hand comes down, invite the right knee back in. Step straight out to the left side. Putting the weight into the right hand, reach to the sky with your left hand. And then bringing the left hand down, inhale, rise to Parigasana. Take your right hand over until it's in line with your right hip. Left hand moves back towards your toes. As you travel, carry yourself in line with that left ear. We're fully extending that left side body. If you're comfortable, you might come down to the right palm. Keep that extension of your left side. Think about moving your pelvis forward and moving your head back to open that. You can gaze outward or upward towards your left palm. Make sure you're rooting through the outer edge of your left foot. And then let's do a little bit of a rotation. So left hand up, we reach back towards the heel again. Looking down, carry it in line with your ear, that full extension up. Moving back, looking down, carry it down, fully extending that left side body. One more time, up, back, down. Once it's in line with the ear, breathing there. And a little hinge in your hips as you bow forward. We'll invite that left knee in. Let's see if you can do the right side. Right foot steps straight out to the side. Rooted into your left palm, take your right hand to the sky. And as the right hand comes down, we inhale, bring both arms up. Carry yourself over to your left side. Fingertips or palm, breathing there. Rooted through the outer edge of your right foot. Carefully reach back, reach down, right arm in line with your ear. Gazing up towards that palm, let's stay here for 4 full breaths. Try and move your pelvis forward, move your shoulders back. And those shoulder rotations, reaching back, reaching down, following in length, reaching up, back, down, following those fingers in length. One more time, up, back, down. This time, close your shoulders. Invite your knees back together. Press back for child's pose. Maybe the hands resting on the small of the back, on the earth. Or if you're more comfortable to keep them forward, that's okay too. Relaxing the abdomen, sinking heavy into the hips. And then starting to rise, shifting your quads forward, reaching your hands up overhead. Exhale, bring your elbows down the sides. Let's step forward with the right foot. Make your way to high lunge so you can elevate your left knee. As your hands reach up, take time to press your palms back and interlace your fingers. Opening up your shoulders, drawing your heart and sternum forward. Keeping the hands behind your back. Let's pivot and drop that left heel down again. Start to tip yourself over as you straighten your right leg for a triangle pose, but your hands are still interlaced behind your back. And then rising up, release your hands out. Place your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers, and tip yourself back over for that variation of triangle pose. Try and keep your elbows out. And then just like we did at the beginning of class, rotate that shoulder and close that left side. And then inhale up and open that left elbow. Exhale, rotate, close that left side. Let's try that one more time. Inhale up and open. Exhale, rotate, close that left side. And then inhale, rising up, arms reach out. Let's take a vinyasa from here. So bend your knee, step back for plank pose. If you want to drop your knees first to the earth, you can. Lower to the heart, sternum, forehead. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Breathing there, spreading the fingers, move your head forward and back. And then settle in stillness for at least 5 breaths. All right, let's step forward with the left foot. Make your way to high lunge. Sweep those hands up overhead. Exhale, press your palms back, interlace your fingers, and open up your shoulders. As you pivot on the right foot, you drop your heel, legs begin to straighten, tip yourself over to the left side, keeping the hands behind your back. Good, think of stacking your shoulders, gazing out like triangle pose. Beautiful, and then rising up, arms reach out, interlace your fingers behind your head, tip yourself over again. Little core work here. Exhale, close that space, right elbow down. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, close that space. Right elbow down. Inhale, opening up. One more time. Exhale, round and close that space. Inhale, open up as you come back to center. Bending the left knee, hands come down. Let's take our vinyasa. Step back for a plank pose. Lower to the earth. Upward facing dog. Make your way to downward facing dog. Let's take 5 full breaths. All right, let's see if we can bring the left knee towards your left elbow or tricep. Inhale, 3-legged downward facing dog. It reaches to the sky. Left knee moves in towards the forehead. Inhale, up and back. Left knee moves towards your right elbow. Inhale, up and back. Place your left foot on the mat. And we'll do the right side. Right side up. Right knee to right elbow or tricep. Inhale, up and back. Notice there's no rush. Right knee towards the forehead. Inhale, up and back. Right knee towards your left elbow. Inhale, up and back. Right foot down. Bring your left knee forward. Sit yourself all the way over onto your left hip. Bring your left shoulder to the inside of the knee. Extend and lengthen through your right leg. Reach your right hand to the sky. And just like in Parigasana, we reach back towards the foot. We bring that forward in line with the right ear, fully extending the right side body. Gazing up towards the palm if you can. And then as you roll back to your belly, we're going to take 3-legged downward facing dog. Left leg reaches to the sky. See if you can bend your knee. Start to take it back behind you until it drops to the earth, reaching to the sky with your left hand. Coming back to bending your knees. Use that as a little momentum. Push yourself back over to downward facing dog. Left leg high to the sky. See if you can bring your, right leg high to the sky. Bring your knee forward for pigeon pose. Right shoulder now drops to the inside of the right knee. Release fully over to your right hip. Once you're ready, left arm in line with the left ear. Extending and reaching through the left leg. And carefully roll back to your belly. This time it's 3-legged downward facing dog, right leg to the sky. As you bend your right knee, you look over to the left side. Carry that right foot over there. Reach with your right hand to the sky. Bend your knees. Give yourself a little push. Back to 3-legged downward facing dog. Right foot comes down. And then we'll take a little break. Drop down to the knees. Press back to your chosen variation of child's pose. Exhale for 3 breaths, sinking heavy into the hips. All right. Rising up to the tops of the knees, reach your hands to the sky. Sweeping your hands back, interlace your fingers, open up your shoulders. Hands reach forward and up. Exhale, elbows down. As you bring your palms together, shift your weight to the right side, step forward with your left. Lunging here, inhale, arms reach up. See if we can take lizard lunge. As your hands come down, you elevate your left toes, turn them over to the left side, and then make your way forward to your forearms. And we'll try and stay here for 5 full breaths. You can move your head forward and back and investigate the movement and massage of the upper back. Think of cat-like movement. And then make your way back to your palms. As you elevate your toes, bring them back in line, just shifting forward and back here. And this time we're going to elevate the right knee, drop to the instep of the right foot. You're on your left palm here as you reach to the sky. If you need to come up to your fingertips, you're more than welcome to. Keep the right arm extended upward. Try and stack your shoulders. Rooted through the outer edge of the right foot, rise for warrior 2. Parallel your feet. Elevate your right heel, bring it in. Reaching out for warrior 2. Start to tip yourself over, bringing your right hand to the inside of your foot as your left hand reaches to the sky. Breathing there. And then looking down, bring your left hand down. Heel toe your foot over to the right side of the mat. We'll turn those toes out, shift forward for your lizard lunge. Let's try and take 5 breaths here. Maybe rounding through the shoulders. And then coming back to your palms, you're going to heel toe that foot back in. All we're going to do is swing that shin bone in, and then we're going to come to child's pose, but lengthwise on the mat. So you're just in the middle of your mat. You can choose wherever you want to put your hands. They might be forearms, hands might be on your low back. And then rising up to the tops of the knees, sweep your hands forward and up. Bring your elbows down the sides. This time, as you plant your palms, we're going to step over to the left side with the left foot. And once you step over, you're going to shift yourself back, stretching the inseam of your left leg. If you need to support on your forearms here, that's okay. Some of you might decide to come down to your forehead. Try and keep the outer edge of your left foot also rooted to the earth. And then carefully walk your hands forward. We're going to rise back up. We're going to shift ourselves back open to that version of Parigasana, rooting that right palm in line with your right knee. As you reach up to the sky, you're going to gaze up towards your left palm. Shift your weight towards your right hand now and elevate your left leg. That's it. Maybe a little pulsing there without touching the ground. Rising that left hip and then lowering it. A little work for your hip flexors here. Adductor muscles. Good. The next time that you rise that leg, pull the left knee in. Clasp your ankle and then draw it back. Pull the knee in, clasp the ankle, and then draw it back. Now use the muscles of your legs. Extend your left leg out. Extend your left arm in line with your left ear. You got it. And all we're going to do is bring that left knee back in, come back to the center of the mat, release back for your version of child's pose. Exhale a few breaths. And then rising to the tops of the knees, sweep your hands up. Exhale, elbows down. Good. Once your hands come down, step over to the right side. Place that foot, lunging back. Decide which variation you want for your hands here. Let's take 5 full breaths. And carefully returning back to your palms. Once you return back to your palms, you're going to pivot back over to the left side. Left hand is in line with the left knee. As you reach your right hand to the sky, shift your weight and elevate your right leg. Let's do that little pulse. Down towards the earth. Inhale, right leg lifts. Down towards the earth. Inhale, right leg lifts. Good. Try 2 more times. Flex the toes in towards the shin bone, really strong. Beautiful. And the next time it rises, we pull that knee in, clasp your ankle, and stretch it back, opening up through the front of the body, lifting from the left hip. Use your breath. And keeping the strength of the leg. Extend your leg, extend your arm in line with your right ear. 1 line all the way down the right side. Keep breathing. Try your best. 2. And this time, as the right hand closes, the knees close as well. We're lengthwise on our mat. Just press back for child's pose. Any variation, maybe hands to the small of your back. And then we'll take our hands forward, take our upward facing dog. So shift yourself forward, rolling the spine. Back to downward facing dog, stretch and lengthen. Let's take the right leg high and bend your knee. Keep elevating the knee towards the sky as you flex your toes in towards your shin. And then just do a few hip circles. So knee up, back, and around. Knee out to the side, up, back, and around. Maybe one more time, up, back, and around. Right foot returns back to the earth. Three-legged downward facing dog, left leg high, bend your knee, elevate your knee. Take time to make circles. Really big circles. And then left foot down. Go ahead and hop to the front of your mat. Have a seat. Make your way to full body stretch. Arms and legs reaching. Peace sign fingers to your right big toe. Extend your right leg up and out to the right side, keeping your left hand on your left hip. Try and keep your hips level. And then right leg back to the sky. Pull the knee in towards your belly and give it a nice tight squeeze. And we'll do Jathara Parivartanasana, that supine twist. Right knee moves over to the left side. Try and level your shoulders. Keep your palms facing up and out. If available, you can extend your right leg, maybe clasping your foot. And then release your right leg back and roll to your back. Take a nice full body stretch, arms and legs reaching. Peace sign fingers to your left big toe, right hand on your right hip, left leg up, left leg extended out to the left side. And carefully bringing your left leg back to the sky, pull your left knee in towards your belly. And we'll take that supine twist. The left knee is now moving over to the right side. Try and keep your shoulders out and open. If available, extend your left leg, maybe clasping your hand around your foot. Focus on the twist of the upper and mid back. Focus on the depth of your breath. If you're extending the leg, focus on the stretch of the hamstring as well as the inner lining of the leg. So keeping the leg active. And then staying on your right side, we're gonna bend the left knee, bend the right knee, stack your knees on top of each other. From there, placing the right hand underneath the base of the skull, see if you can readjust and support your head in your palm. Once you do that, you're gonna open up your left hip, pulling the knee towards your belly, peace sign, fingers clasping to the big toe. We take that leg up to the sky for Anantasana. And then releasing the leg, bend your knees again here. Roll to your back, let your knees rock from side to side. And then let's see if we can do the other side. So all you're gonna do is roll over to the left side of your body. And once you roll over to the left side of the body, you're gonna use your left palm to support your head. Your knees are bent. And once you find that, you're gonna pull your right knee in, clasp your right big toe, and send your right foot to the sky. And then releasing the leg down, bend your knees, roll to your back. Once you roll to your back, rock your knees from side to side there. And then stepping your feet to the earth, make sure your heels are a little wider and a little closer to your glutes. So you're gonna walk your feet in tippy toes until your ankles and heels are elevated. Once you do that, elevate your hips a little bit, place your palms down, walk your shoulders in, and then release your back onto your arms. From there, elevate your feet to the sky. Keep your chin slightly elevated. We're going to make our way to plow pose. So I want you to think about where we're going as we're going. Try to keep your gaze upward and only upward, and listen to my voice. You can feel now that since your hands are underneath your hips, there's an opportunity to sort of elevate your hips. Give yourself a little bit of elevation. Start to bring a little bit of momentum. Again, keep your gaze upward, and then elevate your hips, pushing your feet over to the top of the head. We're in plow pose. You can tuck your toes or point your toes. Your toes might be touching the ground. Your toes might not be touching the ground. You can bring your palms to your low back to support your low back. That would allow you to walk your forearms in using your elbows. Breathing there. Again, keep your gaze elevated, chin elevated. Doing your best today. If you don't make it back to plow today, don't worry about it. Right? Just doing your best. You can also work with the feet on the ground, supporting your low back in a bridge. If you would like to practice shoulder stand today, you might extend one leg to the sky. Again, try and keep your gaze upward. If you're comfortable, you might try extending the opposite leg to the sky. potentially extending both legs to the sky. Again, see what's available for you in your practice today. Don't worry about where you are. Breathe where you are. Right there in space and gravity. And inversions are longer holds, so we're going to try and stay for maybe 5 more breaths. Generally, they're 10 or more breaths. If you have one or both of your legs to the sky, start to make your way back to plow pose. Toes would be reaching over your head again. If your hands are supporting your spine or your low back, please release them to the earth. And very slowly roll to your back. Extend your legs all the way out. Fully release your head and neck. Try to remain very still as the spine unwinds. Work on stimulating your lungs. You can move your head a little bit from side to side, bringing some movement to the cervical spine. And then carefully step your feet to the earth, rocking the knees from side to side to unwind the lumbar. And you can pull your knees in towards your belly and rock from side to side. Just let your hands remain freely off to the sides. And then choosing today what final rest looks like for you. You might decide to come to butterfly pose or extend your legs all the way out. You might decide to find something to support the backs of your knees. You might decide to take your feet wide and your arms wide, taking up some space. Finding something that suits you. And turning inward to the intention that you set for your practice. Honoring the idea of saucha, purity. And the idea of ahimsa, nonviolence. Of shanti, peace within and surrounding. And holding purity, a sense of peace, loving kindness, and nonviolence. Thank yourself for being. Reflecting and expressing. Just begin to move your head, your fingers, and your toes. Carefully making your way back from whatever posture that you're in, taking a nice full body stretch. And as you step your feet to the earth, rock from side to side. And choosing a side of the body that's most suitable for you to roll to, making your way up to some kind of seat. And as you bring your hands together before your heart, I thank you for your kindness, your loving kindness. And I know you as loving kindness. I thank you for your peace, and I know you as peaceful. I thank you for the quality of ahimsa, non-hurting, non-violence, and I know you as non-hurting and non-violent. And I know you as the reflection of me, as I am the reflection of you, as we are all the reflection of all living things. And thank you for sharing your yoga practice. Namaste.